Good evening, folks. Samson to Labron Padrino. I want to thank you very much, and thank you to all for tuning into Labron Pub Radio. Thank you. Wonderful day. But yes, still our heart is not that clear in terms of the death of our brother from Granjida. So we'll continue to sympathize with the family. Safety. Lord Jesus, we want to thank you again this evening. We want to thank you for all that you have done and continue to do. My Lord, we ask you to come into the family of our representative that passed. My God, please help the family to heal. Help the county to heal. My God, put peace between us. Make us to understand that we are one another, one brother, one sisters. We're all family. We ask you, my Lord, to take complete control of the situation. And we want to thank you for the protection of those brothers and sisters that are there in Grangida County as well, in the Republic of Liberia. What you have done for Liberia is the same thing I'm asking, to intervene in the situation in Liberia. Help us out and bless us. Continue to guide us. My God, we ask that you bless the host country of the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. All right, folks, I'll be right back. Thank you, guys. Thank you for following. Tonight's program, like I said, is going to be special. We're going to do something differently than usual. So just stay with us. I'm not too sure where this one come from now. Is this one going here? Okay, so what's about this one? Okay, I got it. All right, I got so many things going here. Folks, good evening. Good evening. Please share this video as much as possible. Please share this video as much as possible. I'm going to be starting a subject matter here tonight. And it's a subject matter that's going to be interesting to many of you that like to listen and perhaps maybe criticize or maybe contribute. But I think this is going to be one of the subject matter that I think we're all going to enjoy tonight. The subject matter is about ethic. And there's a guy that wrote a book, and he talked about different characters, which for me is the root cause of all of our problems in Liberia. We pretend to be something that we're not, I believe, my opinion. Please don't hold anybody else on to that. We pretend to be what we know we're not. And those kinds of pretending process, you always have issues. Always. Because when you pretend, there'll be a time that you won't be able to pretend anymore because the pretending process will be over with. You see? And so for you now to come and pretend again, it's just not going to be possible. And sooner or later, people are going to know who you are and what you do and everything else. And then as a result, once the people know who you are, you can't pretend anymore. And then your true self comes out. And when your true self comes out, when the people find out who you are, then they resist because they didn't think that's who you are. But when you're truthful from the beginning, like I am now with you, you and I can have some serious argument here tonight on all of the issues that I'm going to be discussing. But you know that I'm being very truthful. And so some part of your heart that will allow you to argue with me, vehemently argue with me, you will have some reservation to say, okay, at least. And that is the at least most of our brothers and sisters tend not to go after. They go for broke, our people would say. Okay? They go all in or nothing. Well, if you do that, you're setting yourself, I believe, when you do those kinds of things, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because when you say all or nothing, then there's no reservation. You don't have any kinds of reserve showing in case you fall for somebody to pick you up. You don't have that. You don't have that. And so when you don't have that reserve process, you tend to fall and fall hard. And most of the time, some people find it difficult to recover. Okay? Some people find it very difficult to recover. So I'm going to go into these characters. There's a guy that wrote a book here, and a guy called these characters, he called them six pillars of character. And they are listed, I listed them up there. He said, trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and good citizenship. My conversation here tonight is about ethic. And Monday, my next show, Monday, I will try to tie all of these things up. Because if you don't know where you're coming from, you won't know where you're going. Many people will say. This life that we find ourselves in, I didn't ask to be born in Granjide. But the fact that God made me to be born in Granjide, I must appreciate that. And I must appreciate everything that comes with the process when I was in Granjide. I was born in a village. I was born on a farm, according to my mom and my dad, of course. He wasn't there. He was somewhere else. But according to my mom and other women that helped my mom to deliver me, that I was born on the farm while my mom was trying to plant some rice. So imagine, no hospital. So if God has not been in my life from the time I took my first breath, if God has not been in my life, who to say? But when you are born, the character traits start forming, I believe. And as you get mature and what have you, I was just having a conversation with a friend of mine the other day. This friend is straight like a whistle. Don't get me wrong. For me, he's just straight like a whistle. He doesn't beat around the bush. He doesn't babati nothing. So he and I were talking. And this conversation came about character. He said, well, many people seem not to understand how important a character to a human being is. And I said, let me just tell you, my brother, those of you, because you grew up in a church, I didn't. I said, those of you that have the ability and the opportunity to grow up in the church, you have a base, a character base that was built based on certain principle, based on ethic. And so when that foundation was built at a very young age, so when you get to all the age we are now, you are grounded in everything that you do, because you know that you, with that character in you that was built, with that foundation that was built at a very early age, you know exactly what you want and where you want to go. And I told him, I said, some of us did not have that kind of opportunity. Not that our parents didn't care for us, but we did not have the opportunity to grow up in a church. But that does not excuse me at this age to have a character flaw. I must do what I can at this age to make sure that my character is in line with whatever society, whatever community that I'm serving, that my character is in line with the character value set by the community. And this is what we don't have in Liberia. We don't have that. We don't have that. People will look in your eyes and tell you something. As soon as you leave, they tell you they go different on you. They do not even believe in themselves. Because if you believe in yourself and you're having conversation with Samson and say, I'm going to do that, the fact that that comes out of your mouth to say you're going to do something, if you believe yourself, if you know you have the character that is demanded by the community, that you do what is right, you will say and do what you say. But many people in Liberia, including Liberian politicians, they don't have that. They don't have that. And because of that, we will continue to have this issue from time to time, because we lie to each other. They will come and say, we're going to do this, especially Liberian politicians. All of this election, the euphoria of this election, one is over. The election of Honorable Bakar, that election process, once it's over, you will find out that we're going to go back to the old game. Give me a minute. Let me try to put a few things together here. Let me go back to my music and not too sure what is happening with my system here tonight, but I'll continue with it. And so With all of these hoopla surrounding the election of Ambassador Bakai, which I think is a good thing Liberian people have done, they're wonderful. But the fact that we're not trustworthy, the Liberian politicians do not come across as being trustworthy. It's terrible. It's terrible. Let me go on. Ethics is very important. Now, there are two different things here I'm going to be talking about tonight. One is ethic, and the other one is value. Two different things. According to the school of Josephson. Okay, so ethic, he says, it is also, okay, before I go to that, let me give you the definition. Ethic refers to principle that define behavior as right, good, and proper. Okay, that's ethic for him. Okay, now let's go where he talked about value. Let's go where he said ethics concern with how a moral person should behave. That's ethic. Ethic concern. Let me read that again. Ethic is concerned with how a moral person should behave. Whereas, he said, value are the inner judgment that determine how a person actually believes or behaves. So there are two different things. Where in Liberia, those that we consider friends, family members, their behavior, if you go to Liberia, if you leave from here and go to Liberia, the first 2-3 days, you'll be uncomfortable. Because in order for you to catch up with their behavior, you will be uncomfortable for first 2-3 days. Because even your own relative, people that you know, that are very credible, they will lie to you. They will lie to you for common. Oh, I'll call you right now. I'll call you as soon as I get out. They will not call you. And even they do that. You send them something. And I'm not trying to say that I'm better than them. No. But you send somebody something. The person call you. Samson, I need something. I need it because of X, Y, and Z. It's okay. I'll send it to you. You send it. They will not even call you to say, I got it. You start wondering, did that person get what I sent? Or do I have to resend? Or is any problem? They don't think in that line. And I'm not blaming them either. All they think is, you send it, they got it, that's it. What happened after that is none of your business. Most of the time, and I'm not alone, we have to call them. Did you see what I sent you? Did you get it? You say, oh yeah, I got it. Why will you not tell me? And then it goes deeper than that. It goes deeper than that. My mom used to say, Samson, in order for you to be good, do good when people are not looking. Don't wait when everybody is standing around there and start doing good. That it doesn't mean anything. Ethic. It's a very serious problem. But let's look into it. Don't take my word for it. Ethic also requires some inner strength as a human being. Let me go a little bit. This is what he's saying. This guy is making his story. Should I lie on the job application to spare my children from being thrown in the street? You don't have no place to stay, but they give him a job application. They say, on this job application, swear that you have not smoked cigarette in your life. And this guy used to smoke cigarette, but because he wanted a job, how will you behave? If he's truthful, it's on the application, the most likely, if it's on the application, most likely, they might not accept it. So what does he do now? Well, let me go on. Most of all, it requires a framework of principle, ethic of principle that are reliable, such as the 6 pillars of character that I named earlier. Okay? So if you have those, you might be able to do something right. But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. To get in that area, It is nothing easy. Let's go to Liberia. Let's go to Liberia. And we're saying all of these people, and I will tie this thing here in money. And it's specifically going towards Liberia. Let's go to Liberia. So in Liberia, President Ambassador Baka just recently was elected. Many of the people he's going to be bringing, they're broke just like me. They have nothing. But it will require inner strength of themselves, being able to say, I will resist all temptation. I will be very ethical. That is the only way this country is going to move forward. Because these people didn't come to this position through the back door. They were elected. Ambassador Baka was elected by the people. So whatever decision he's made, he can say, I'm making it in the interest of the people. If the people around him start stealing, start doing things that are not right, what will he do now? Yeah, you can say he's able to throw the entire cabinet in jail. He won't do that. So it requires people that will be having some serious conflict, inner conflict within themselves. Let's get it right. Let us don't fool ourselves. No one, none of us is perfect. There are some of us that are still struggling to be able to be ourselves so we will be happy. There are those who are unable to withstand that struggling process. And so when you put them in a position of power, you put them in a position where they can see what they need or what they think, they will take it because they are now grounded in things of ethics. This is not something we should be laughing at. The struggle that happened in this outgoing government was unbelievable. And they failed. They were unable to maintain the ethical problem, the ethical process that God gave it to all of us. We have it within us. I can walk down the street right now and see some lady purse falling down with money in it. There's nobody watching. I can take it and put it in my car and go. Or I can take it and take it. So, you remember that young man that's found that money 2 or 3 years ago? He has a choice. He could have taken that money and don't report it and use the money. Nobody was going to know who took it. But ethic is in him, was burning him to say, I have to turn, that's not my money. But the people, if that has been some of the political leaders, they're going to take the money. Look what happened to Kumi and the 70,000. Where is the money? Ethic. They don't have it. These people, let's just agree. Let's just agree. And I'm setting this thing up. I'm not happy setting it up like that, as though I'm setting it up for failure. Because I don't see many of these people that are coming around Ambassador Baka right now. I don't see them to truly balance themselves and embrace themselves of the struggle that is coming. The struggle that they will face. Money in Liberia. Money is there. The international community will continue to send money. But do they have the mindset to separate value from ethic? To separate value, belief, and ethic behavior. You can say the man got good value, but he's not ethical. The men go to church and Liberians are very good at that. They go to church every Sunday, but they are not ethical. They must have to believe within them to trust in Jesus Christ, but they are not ethical. So I'm just saying again, the expectation of us, I'm going to now use the famous words to lower our expectation. Hello? Some people in Ambassador Baka incoming government will steal from us. Let us don't fool ourselves. Let us don't fool ourselves. Ambassador Baka is not even going to be able to catch all of the people that want to steal from us. Let us don't fool ourselves. Let's accept it as it is and pray that these people will find within themselves, in their inner circle, in their inner self, to find reason to do what is right. I'm putting a bunch of video together. This is president, I believe, from Tanzania. I think he's from Tanzania. And he was talking about when he came to office. And when he came to office, he said his budget people, the officials around him, they brought him a piece of paper to sign. So what is it? Oh, we got to purchase new set of vehicle for 18 point something million dollars. He said, for what? He said, for vehicle. So, oh, okay. The one in there not running? Say running. Say he got tired? Say got tired. He said, if something broke with it, no, but we want new thing. He said, why you want new thing? Why do you want new thing? What happened to the one we have? The 18 point something million dollars, he said, and I'm just paraphrasing, that could build a lot of water pump, hand pump around. Those are people that already have things within them. And my friend that I told you about earlier, this man, if they were to take him and put him in that position, we will be fine. Because he grew up with ethical people all around him. So at this old age, the ethic running and falling all over him. We've tried, he's been tried and succeeded. Ethically, he's quite right. So I had a conversation with him and I told him, some of us, the opportunity you have to have that opportunity to grow up in the thing of God, in church, where they were able to build the foundation, not church value, mind you, but the ethical value that they give you. You stand on that foundation, and for years and years, you're growing in it. Some of us, now we want to be ethical, but we have no foundation. So there's and folks, think about it. I'm standing on the floor right now. If this floor have nothing on, I will go through. So people who are coming into this government, I believe, they do not have the ethical foundation. And so if they are tempted, it will take the might of God to make sure these people do what is right, because they do not have the ethical foundation. And furthermore, they are broke, just like me. So it's just a matter of time before they get in trouble. Now, I'm not saying they're all going to behave like that. That's not what I'm arguing this afternoon. There are those, look around Liberia. Some of them are rich. How? There's no company in Liberia. They have not like they have some sort of a regular income that is making money, or they invest into some kind of stock market and they're making millions of dollars. Nothing. All based on dealing, backdoor dealing, cutting deals. It's not ethical. When they cut these deals, they cut Liberians off. Most of them cut this deal that will be in their interest and in favor for themselves. And if you have that, those type of people, how do you expect them to move the country of Republic of Liberia forward? They can't make it. So you will find yourself, if you don't lower your expectation, you will regret of electing Ambassador Baka. Not that I'm saying he's going to come in and start stealing. That's not the point that I'm making. I'm being real. Many of the people that are coming around Ambassador Baka, they are broke just like me. Just like me. And so when put in those positions, where they know that they have nobody that will checkmate them. They come in, they're running the security apparatus. Who's going to investigate them? We saw that in the past government. What make you think that that's going to change? John Monu, who we're all holding up there, he's only one person. Amara Kone, all the people we're holding up there, you count them, they're not even 50. And you're telling these people that are not 50 that perhaps you believe they have the character, that perhaps you also believe they have the ethical character. You expect them to police over 400-500 people that are going to be hindering Liberian people money. You expect these 20 people or so to police the rest of the government officials. It's not possible. It's not possible. And this is why I'm suggesting tonight that Ambassador Baka, what are you holding king like this? Oh, you can't walk. A album will be open. A album will be open. But here's the thing, folks, I'm going to give it to you as it is tonight. You can spoil my knee. You can say whatever you want to say. If Ambassador Baka was to go wrong with whatever it is with the government, you spoil a knee, what it will do to you? This is, you know what my mom would say? He said, oh, I don't talk to people much. So, man, the people, you know, back home now, we can say they spoil my knee. They spoil knee. But in crown, they say, why you need they spoil your teeth. Then my mom would say, but I don't got no teeth, my mom anymore. What it will spoil? Let them talk. So, Ambassador Baka, at this age, if the people he's going to bring around there, if they are not ethical, how is he going to help to rescue this? You think he's going to rescue Liberia by himself, by throwing people in jail? It is those who he would trust to come and work with him. First, they must be trustworthy. Second, they must be believe that they can be engaged in Ambassador Baka faithfully. If not, we're going to be singing the same song. Hey, my man, move from there, man. I'm talking something good. You just stay in your dreamland, la la land. I'm not confessing anything. I'm just telling you what it is. Your people fail. The past government failed the ethic test. So please, just leave me alone. But anyhow, so the point that I'm making, those of you that are going to have the opportunity to work with Ambassador Baka, the reason of you, Ambassador Baka, being elected is to move Liberia, not to move himself. And by the extension, moving you. You're coming to help Ambassador Baka move the country. Hello? You're coming to help Ambassador Baka to move the country, not to move yourself. Do we expect Spoon to come and police everybody all the time? Who's stealing and who's not stealing? You think Spoon said they ain't got nothing to do? They are the new police station now. You yourself, those of you that are going to have the opportunity to work with Ambassador Baka, you must have within you, I will not spoil my money. I'm going to work because I know how to do it. But once again, ethic. If you are not grounded in a thing of God, the value of God part, that different thing. We all believe and we pray. But if you're not ethical, have you not heard some pastor confessing that they fail because they have no ethical foundation? They just read the Bible, believe in God, but they have no ethical foundation. So when the opportunity comes, or when the temptation comes, whatever you want to call it, they got nothing to back up themselves. And that's what I'm saying here tonight. It's a very interesting subject matter. Ethics refer to principles that define behavior as right, good, and proper. Such principles do not always dictate a single moral course of action, but provide a means of evaluating and deciding among competing options. These people, I'm saying it again, they are going to be challenged big time. You will find some of them go to bed at night, they can't sleep because on one hand, they want to be good and do what is right for Liberia. On the other hand, they need things for their family, and the opportunity is there, they can get it. Competing option. And you must be a man enough or a woman enough to say, like I've always told everyone, when you come in a country, you are in Liberia making what? If you're lucky, maybe $100, $200 a month. You come in a country, you wait, you continue to suffer for another 4 or 5 years, you will make the money. But you come in a country and you start working in the factory, you are making $100 a month in Liberia, $200 a month in Liberia, $600 a month in Liberia. You come in the country in 1 week time, you're making $1,500. Yes, you can do it. But guess what? The fact that you are not able to hold yourself to say the money is here, but in other future, I'm looking tomorrow. You start working in the factories. You're young. Your body can support it. You can do double. Your body can support it because you're young. Your body is still strong. But when you get to a certain age, you are unable to perform anymore. The fact that you are unable to train yourself so that you will be prepared in the future. You can't work now. The double you used to do 10, 15 years ago, you can't do that anymore. Your knee, your back, everything hurting. But you don't have enough to retire. So you continue to suffer. Your body continues to struggle. You don't have enough to retire. And people back home want something from you. And that's what I keep saying. Any of these young people that know me, that encounter me when they first got here, it's always been my subject matter today. Struggle. You were broke before. Continue to be broke for 4 or 5 years. Educate yourself in the area that you want. And then when you get in those areas, because when you're educated, you don't need to use physical strength to make money. And the fact that you're using your brain to make money, your brain will last more than your physical body. What part of it you don't understand? And so you struggle. You educate yourself for 4 or 5 years. Okay? Give me a minute. Folks, the subject matter here tonight is very interesting. It is things that we need to talk about. I keep saying to you that in order for us, all of us, to be free and be successful, we must have sincere conversation among ourselves. We must have sincere conversation among ourselves. And I'm starting mine. So if you struggle for 4 or 5 years and educate yourself, when you get to a certain age where your body can't take anymore, but because the education you got is for the brain, so only your brain working. Or you pray now, hey, God, don't take my eye away, or don't take my brain away. In the morning, your body hurting, you get in the car, you go sit in the office and work. You're not lifting iron, you're not lifting cow meat, you're now lifting all of those stuff that you used to, that you would do if you are not smart to train yourself. It's the same thing here. So many of these people that are going to be called to work with Ambassador Barker, I'm appealing to them. I'm appealing to them to put Liberia first. That's the only way. If you have the opportunity. If you come in and you put yourself first, you're shortchanging Liberian young generation. And this cycle just continue. It's never going to stop. It must take men, courageous men, people who are brave, people who, they will say, my man, you in our government, play everybody, they were there, they all got racial. You there, you're not doing nothing, you're not even building, and you're just there following. When you leave tomorrow, where you will go at? That will be another temptation. Let me read that part again. Such principles do not always dictate a single moral course of action, but provide a means of evaluating and deciding among competing options. Competing option. You're gonna have option to say, "Oh, I don't want to do that kind of thing. That's not what I'm here for." One option, and the other option, y'all go drink, my man. You've been here now 4 or 5 months. Again, you're not even finding a lot of a piece of land set to start anything. Yeah, you are. Though. All the people that are talking, all of you are making what, $4,000 to $5,000 a month, and they want you to build $550,000 house in less than 6 months. Where the money coming from? That's the option, competing option coming towards you. It is interesting, the challenges you're going to face. And besides that, those of you that are coming around Ambassador Bakai, you know, if I sit here and say I feel sorry for you, it will be an understatement. It will be an understatement. The challenges that you people are going to face, enormous challenges. But here's the interesting thing. Ambassador Bakai cannot go to Guinea and borrow. They're not football Guinea or come and play. They're not round town Guinea or come and play where you can borrow people to come play for you. You can't go to Africa and borrow the best, how do you call it, the best financial person. First of all, you must be trustworthy. Let me read these things again for you to understand. Okay? It says here, 6 pillars of character. And we're going to need these 6 pillars of character for people to succeed in what you're going to be facing. Trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and good citizenship. All of those things, you must have those within you. You don't have to have 100%, but you must allow yourself to have the competing option in you so that you will be able to say, okay, this is what I'm doing right now. Let me say again, and I'm not being condescending to any of you. Many of you, in fact, all of you are educated. My own friend, I don't want to call this, when I'm talking in conversation, I don't call name, but my own friend that are very close to Ambassador Bakai, this person was working, making money for people. And now one day, I've been knowing him since 1980. Now one day, to say he go to jail because he's always being ethical. Being ethical. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so confident with him being close to Ambassador Bakai. I'm very confident that he will do what he can to make sure Ambassador Bakai succeed. And the success that Ambassador Bakai is going to enjoy will happen only if many of those people decided to follow the ethical principle of Josephson. Josephson School of Ethical Principle. If you follow that, we will be fine. We will be fine. But the issue is, you broke just like me. They put you in a position of power where money coming in. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? This, it was the question of a faith that faced the previous administration, and they failed massively. They failed. because they were not able to protect themselves in terms of ethical behavior. Okay, here's another thing here. It might sound ridiculous right now, but people know that's true. You leave from America, you go to Liberia. And please, we got to be straight with ourselves. We got to talk truthful thing here. We can't be beating around it. You leave from there, you go to Liberia, and you just following these young girls because you come from America. You get a car, you're going around following the young girl and not being even committed to the people that you're following. They give you a job. What should we expect out of you? What should we expect? Should we expect that you'll be ethical? No. So I'm not going to be surprised. Many of the needs that I'm seeing, many of the needs that I'm hearing about, I won't be surprised if they get cut with their hands in the cookie jars, because I know it's going to happen, because they do not have the ethical base. And here's the interesting thing about us in Liberia. I said to you here tonight, many of the folks that have the, according to me, that have the ethical base, they are not plenty. Those of us that don't have an ethical foundation, we plenty. And we smart. We educated. Not me now. But they are. And they're going to have to corner with all of the baggages that are going to come. The bag of unethical behavior going to follow them. And it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time before they show themselves. So I'm just saying to many of Liberian people, you'll be ready. We hope that Ambassador Baka will not just sit down. He was elected based on the fact. Let me say this here. Ambassador Baka, you don't beat Joy We Are because Joy We Are not able to, he's not popular. You beat Joy We Are because Joy We Are failed with the policy. You beat Joy We Are because most of the people in the Joy We Are administration were stealing. We all know that. So if Ambassador Baka comes in, if he just stays the course, but nobody is perfect. There will be people that will have one or two, yeah, we know that. But the major issues, concession, contract comes in a country. $500-600 million contract comes in a country. And those who are going to be negotiating the contract, after the contract deal is signed, you look, the person Ryan Mercedes Benz, the person who used to ride taxi, when he left from here, went to Morel, he even get take car from here to Morel. All of a sudden, the person start, after the contract is signed, the person start riding Mercedes Benz. Where you get that money from? Where you get that money from? Those are the things we're going to look for. And I'm saying it again. Don't expect Liberian Public Radio or Spoon TV to be the police of the incoming government. No. We're all Liberians. We're all Liberians. It is those Liberians that will be fortunate enough, that will have the responsibility to guide anything that is of Liberia. They are calling you, Ambassador Baka going to call you based on the fact that he believes you will be able to guide whatever little meager money that is coming in the country for our people. If you're going to use that opportunity to enrich yourself, which many of you will do, I'm not stupid, I know. Many of you will do that. Then who are you? Who are you? Many of you that are being called right now will be coming from the diaspora. Well, when you were here working, fasting, you will not steal from the people, because if so, you will be in jail by now. Fasting. But then when you get to Liberia, you think the Liberian are elephant meat. For what? Because of your unethical behavior. And what people when they ring, they can't go anywhere. Why? You are not the only Liberians. If you are unable to have that ethical base and to apply that on your job, excuse yourself. But I got news for you guys. I truly believe many of you that will be called, you go over there and start anything. Ambassador Baka will embarrass you and your family. They will throw you in jail. I believe that. I believe that. And I hope that he will do that. And that's why I'm saying here tonight, many of you that are educated, go and find some sort of an ethical book and refresh yourself. If you find your name or you're getting close to Ambassador Baka and you believe that he might invite you, go and get some sort of an ethical book and refresh yourself. So that perhaps the ethical behavior you have here that you continue to exhibit here in this country, for which you are not in jail, that ethical behavior will go with you to Liberia. The term ethic and value are not interchangeable. In other words, you can't say ethic is the same as value. They're not. Ethic is concerned with how a moral person should behave. A moral person. You can be a moral person and you're not ethical. You can be God-loving, Jesus-loving person and you are not ethical. That's what he's just telling us here. Let me read that again. Ethic is concerned with how a moral person should behave, whereas value are the interjudgment that determine how a person actually behaves. That's your value. So you will have these kinds of conflict, inter-conflict. There is no question asked. But you must resist one of those inner conflict and make a judgment that will be in the interest for which you were called. They are now calling you, Ambassador Baka is not calling you to help him because you're fine or because you are the most educated person. No, he's calling you because he believes you have the ability to help him move the country forward in terms of the developmental agenda. Our people have issues, plenty issues. But here's the thing here. Many of these people themselves find themselves here in a diaspora. They also have issues. Because every one of us, are still traumatized. So what do we do? Where do we go? One thing we're not going to do, we're not going to go to Sierra Leone and borrow Sierra Leone to come and run our country. We're not going to go to Guinea and borrow Guineans to come and run. We're not going to do that. Liberian will run Liberia. So some of us that perhaps God has given this little opportunity, we must use these kinds of platforms to explain to our brothers and sisters, only Liberians, no one else, through the help of God, will move that country forward. Many of these people, but do you blame them? Do you blame these people? Many of these government officials that have no respect for the rule of law, do you blame them? Many of these government officials that have no respect for the property of the nation, do you blame them? Many of these government officials that will misuse the property of the government, of the nation, do you blame them? Because we put them on there to say they are the best. Yes, the sad thing. I'm just going to speculate. Most likely, Samson told. Folks, Samson told Liberia Public Radio this evening. I'm doing my best. I hope that you're enjoying the show because we're going to be truthful. Here's what I predict, and here's what I'm suspecting. Ambassador Baka, most likely at this point, he's looking at people around his age group that has served in Tobo administration, that served in Tottenham administration, and they're still alive, And most likely he's going to beg them. And many of them will say, I'm too old. And he will say, I need you to be here for maybe 6 months to steady the ship of this department, of this ministry. Teach these children how to be ethical. It's a very, what I'm saying here, if it is true, and I'm just speculating, but what I'm saying, if it is true, then it's bad on the young people. Then it's bad because that means you do not have Liberia at heart. And we saw that in this past government. People who used to eat depend, that's French bread, with sugar. People who used to eat gari with sugar. In less than 6 years, they're millionaires. For what? How they get it? How they get it? How they get it? What they're squeezing sycamore tree and the money coming out of sycamore tree? Is that what they're telling us? They sat down there under the tree and squeezed the leaf, rubbed the leaf, and the leaf turned to money? No. No. Do we expect this government to go after them? I said absolutely not. That's their luck. Let them go. Let them go. They will be broke. Then, yes, they think about money business. If you have money and you're not investing the money to give you some dividend, you're not going to make it. In fact, there's a video that's going around with Lester Tennant talking about President We Are. He said, you'll soon be broke. Because I know you. You don't know how to handle money. You'll soon be broke. It's on the video. It's on the tape. So that statement does not apply to just President We Are. Because if you have money and the money is not being invested so that you will have something coming back, you will use the money. When you buy something, that money not coming back, you finish buying it. Whatever you buy is what you're going to get. So those people that are not even quite ready, they can't go anywhere else to find a job as young as they are because they are not educated to that point to be able to work. Look at Amara Kone, man, people. Amara Kone, when he left the government, he was working. He was working because he educated himself to the point that he will be in demand internationally. Jefferson Coach, you able? When I've been saying it here over and over, go to school as smart as you are. As smart as you are. By this time, you already got your master, 2 masters if you wanted. And then out of government now, the people, international community will be willing to take you because you have served in the government. You know how to operate these things. But without the base of education, who will hire you? So the point here is this. And I'm not just speaking on Jefferson Coach alone. Many of you. So let's go back to the incoming. Let's go back to the incoming, my people. This is where, and I will confess, I'm the liberal. I can eat crow. So what? If I say something that is not right, I recognize it right, I will say. I will eat crow. Where you? They feel looking at it. You see any shin face on it? Like somebody got shin face. I beg you. I will admit. This is where the opportunity for Alexander Comey to be involved. This is where Liberian would miss. Because if Alexander Comey were to be elected president, in less than 6 years, Liberia will be producing things that you've never thought of before. Because he's not going to put up with no foolishness. Whether whatever they call her, he will throw you in jail. But then you say, well, what happened to the $70 million? Well, the $70 million, you have to understand. It was like he knew what was happening. But most likely it's like, let me get there. Let them see that $70 million, $70,000, let me get there. And see if they would do it again. Anybody, you do it when you're in there, you're going to jail. Now, the issue for me, I'm not too sure if we're going to get that under this incoming government. I hope. Because if we have it, If it comes out of that, if it comes out that he have it within him to throw people like Samson told them in jail, then Liberia will move forward. Then Liberia will move forward. People become senators and they think they are king. They become representative and they think they are king. The Liberian political scene itself, it's a laughable process, to be honest with you. You have the unless Liberians, young Liberians decide to change, you have the young Liberians that have the opportunity to finish LU. Just few of them, maybe 6, 7 of them in a county, maybe 6, 7 of them. Then they go behind this person who has the money. Say, you want to be senator? They get them the money. They go and have a flower heart and make big mouth and start saying things that are not true of this person that want to start seeking the office. They go start campaigning falsely, making claim of things that are not true. Because they know Liberian people are not as sophisticated as they are. So they use that opportunity. I'll give you an example. So 2 years ago, I was in Liberia. So they have an engineer society convention in Banga. So we have these young guys, 3 of them. They said they represented a news organization. So they wanted to come and cover the Liberian engineer society. But they need a place to stay and all that. And I believe the society gave them some money. They came, slept with some friends. I was told later. The next day, they got the money. You think they would stay there to cover the convention? They went back to Monrovia, took the money and went back to Monrovia. They already got the money. But they are journalists, they call themselves. They didn't cover the engineer society program. They didn't cover it. They're still in Liberia. What do you think? How much, if they were able to convince the engineering society to be part of that process and deceive them, what do you think they're doing right now to Liberian politicians? I just thought I'd throw that in there. So, once again, I would think that many of those folks that Ambassador Baka gonna call, they're not calling you because you're handsome. No. They're inviting you to build, to help, to rebuild. Earlier this morning, around about 3:30 or so a.m. California time, it was around 7 or something like that, very early in the morning. And so the radio station, you know what's happening in Granada, so I want to listen. So I was listening to the radio station in Granada. And the people, they were reporting from Putu. And there's a town in Putu where the mayor trying to appeal to the incoming government to see reason to rebuild their school. You know the statement she made? I will find that video and I'll put all of them up and I'll play them here. You know what she said? She said, don't forget President Baka, you and Ellie did it. You and Ellie used to come on your build good road. But look what we have now in Granada County. Ambassador Baka didn't get anything more than 5-6% of their vote. But now she's recognizing that Ambassador Baka and Madam Salim used to build road. This is what we have. How do we deal with people like that? How do we deal with them? Do you say now, Ambassador Baka, don't help them because they didn't vote for you? They are Liberian as well. The challenges that are going to face our father, they are mounting. So those of you that are going to come around Ambassador Baka, I have a friend here. I'm not going to call his name. We're not going. We're going to. Samson, we're going to be rocking it for a while, folks. We will be in it. Their friend now, before he went to Liberia, he and myself, we used to exchange pleasantry on Messenger. I the campaign. Oh, my man, we're doing well. Blah, 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 blah. They won the election. I've sent him 3 messages. 3. He know me. Oh, I know him too. I'll not call him. Send him 3 messages. He hasn't replied to 1. And he's going to be big shot in Ambassador Baka government. He has not replied to 1. To 1. To say, Samson, how you doing? Do you think if I leave from here and go to Liberia, I'm going to go look for him? What I want from him? What I want? What is it I want from him? Nothing. So you see what I'm saying? There are many of them like that. Many of them. So a person like that, if he can't even say hi to me, we used to say hi to each other maybe 4 or 5 times or so every 2 weeks or something like that. Now I say him, at first I congratulated him, no response. So I woke him. I said, oh my man, you up there now, you forgot something too? No response. So I sent another one, I said, oh, okay, let me forget you now. Go ahead. You're there. When you come back downstairs, you want to talk to us. We'll be here waiting for you. But that's a true thing. So what should I say about this friend of mine? That indeed he has an ethical background that will help him? I don't think so. He's a friend. He's a friend. So those are the things that I'm talking about. Those of you that are going to be invited, remember, you are not entitled. It is a privilege to serve the Republic of Liberia. Forget whether Liberian people know book or not, whether you know the most book or not. It is a privilege. It is a privilege for you to be called. Consider that a privilege. Consider that. You are not entitled to nothing about Liberia except to be citizen of Liberia. And the fact that you are being invited by Ambassador Baka is a privilege. Don't forget. You are there to serve the people. You are there to serve the people. You don't expect Spoon to be getting information from you because they want to take money. They want to. That's not what Spoon is here for. That's not what Liberia Public Radio is here for. We must be here to be able to praise you. That you, because of you, Liberia will move forward. Because of you, Ambassador Baka is succeeding. That's what we want to hear. It is a privilege for you to serve. If you don't understand that, then you have no business going over there. Because believe it or not, John Manu will not put away your nonsense. You go over there and stab, all of your stab, Baba, John Manu, just pack it, things, oh man, I'll see you. He did it before, he still survived. What makes you think if you do it again, he will not survive? He's not going to ruin his reputation that he built over the years because of you, because you want to steal. And if you want to steal and you get caught, he will come after you. And if Ambassador Baka tries to block you, he'll say goodbye. And then where are we? Folks, we're here. I talk my tabata. Tomorrow again, I will be on Mr. Social. I will be talking a bunch of tabata. Then you always say, but ain't that the man who are talking that thing? Why are you talking again for? I'm a liberal. I'm a liberal. I am very much evolved. I'm not somebody just studying. I'm not some kind of concrete you pull one place. Like, no, I move. But I move with truthfulness. I move with sincerity. I move with respect. I move with responsibility. Samson to Labron Pabrido. So let me do the last one here, and then I'll open the line. If you want to call, fine. If not, no big deal. Let me read the last one. Making ethical decisions requires the ability. Hey, yeah. Do we have that? Let me read that again. Making ethical decisions requires the ability to make distinctions between competing choices. Okay. So I will throw my, okay, she's at work. I will not throw myself in there. Okay, let's say somebody Somebody left right, he went to Liberia. He got to Liberia. The person married you. The person got to Maria. What kind of place is this? So midnight, his wife would call. What are you doing? I found. Who are you? How's that? Nobody else, eh? Let me see. Then the person put a camera on and see all the place. Nobody else. The person sleeping in Monrovia with her hand between their leg with mosquito all over, maybe 2 months straight. Come back. Oh, where you are in Monrovia, you dead there. The person just laugh. Because the person know between they and their God, that part of the ecotech system was applied. Because it is not the person's job to go to Liberia and follow the women then or girls. What are you doing that for? What are you doing it for? What are you doing it for? For what reason? For what reason? There are some people that are very good at that. That's their problem. That's not what I'm saying. That's up to them. But many people will leave from here and go there for the business and take care of business and come back. Let me go on. It requires training in the home and beyond. That's where the booklet comes in mind. This booklet, he's saying, when you read it, you will enjoy it. So one last story about myself, and then I will put a number on and go sit down. So I have about three projects. The Congolese guy and myself, we have 3 projects, 2 big ones and 1 little one. You know, when I say little, I'm talking about maybe maybe 175 million. It's small. So, but anyway, so the other big one is not too far from here. So it's a bridge project. The bridge, there are 2 bridges, one going south, the other one going north. The one going north, they said they're going to leave it in place. The one that going south, they want to raise it because the one that going north is about 3 feet higher than the one going south. They are not joining together. They have about 36 or 40 feet space in between. So they asked moi and the Congolese to help do all of this stuff. So they give us what they call APS, the structure, people who design the bridges and stuff like that. They give it to us. And when they give it to us, based on what they want, then we come in and build a road that will be connecting to the bridge. But I must also understand what the process of the design of the bridge is all about. So they gave us, they call that process APS. The bridge engineers give us the APS. So based on that APS, I came up with what they call staging. You say, okay, this is gonna be built. If the building in between here, you got to protect the workers from the live traffic that are going south and the live traffic that are going north. These people must be protected. That on your Ralphie Highway, I beg you, don't come bring it here. Okay. So I have to come up with that, with all of the staging, how we're going to cross over and get in the medium and go back in, all that kind of stuff. I did all of that. So they took it in for review. Things were fine. Out of a sudden, the big guy for everybody, he thinks that money too much. So they went behind their total man bike and decided to change things. So we met yesterday and they came out and I told them, I should be happy because that means more job for me, but I don't operate like that. I put time into this. I should be involved in the decision-making. Don't go behind me and make the kind of ridiculously. People were surprised. But I wasn't going to, what are they going to do to me? They say, you fire? They fire me, I go to Totan. But I'm going to be truthful with them. I cannot work on that project knowing fully well that my heart is hurting. I'm not going to produce much. So I told them, I said, I'm going to express myself because I'm going to make sure that when I'm working on it, I work with a free mind. I'm not going to hide anything. Can't see people were calling yesterday apologizing to the total man. True story. God is my witness. God my witness. The manager, everybody, I was sorry. It was not intended. They will never do it again to the total man as long as I hear are doing work. When they read it, they will. In fact, yeah, the email right now. There's an email on this thing. I can't open it to you, but there's an email here. They had a meeting scheduled tomorrow. Total man going to be at the top of the table. Why am I bringing these things up? Because I want to make sure that if I do it, I must do it good. I'm not perfect. But I don't want to come into this position with some sort of unethical behavior. Whenever you come into things and not even having, because if you're ethically challenged, you have no, you have no trust within yourself. You have your value system for yourself is down. You're hollow at the bottom. You can't hold anything. I'm not like that. When I said I would do it, I would do it. Let me open the line, folks. Samson told LeBron Pabrito. First of all, let me tell you, excuse me as I move to my table to make sure that I operate this thing here correctly. Give me a moment. Samson told LeBron Pabrito. We're here again this evening, doing the best we can. And so it's a challenge. I'm not going to sit here and eat this thing with sugar and say nothing gonna. No. It's going to be a challenge for Ambassador Barker and his people, but they must be tough. They must be ready. When I mean tough, I'm not talking about Mali's type of toughness where he bringing capital upon him. That's what I'm talking about. They must be tough. They must be tough. And make sure that when they do these things, that yes, indeed, they are working for the Liberian people. They must recognize that yes, indeed, I am working for the Liberian people. And Liberia comes first, above all of us. So what do you want me to do now? Shh. Okay, in the meantime, let's do this. Hold on, sister.
Maze basilisiga loposo epai namelaka maze balobi tenga na koki na yo te na bolingo ngo maze na koki na yo nalingise yo suka se na kobala yo nakolesa yo maze baluki bakimisa yo na mode ya mosolo maze balongoli nga mosala na kufa na ngelele maze bakoselinga makambo mpona kosa na welengo maze nazali na yo nakotika te suka se bakoka mwa ngai nakobala yo maze babakisi yo lokasa ya rouge na elongi ya 5 ans maze otali bango pamba po makasi ya bolingo nanga maze olobelaka nga nyonso bango bakolobaka contre nga soni bateli les yeux suka se bateli les yeux bateli miso
Hi, Mr. To.
How you doing? Your life? That's just, you were calling. What's on your
Yeah,
mind, man?
yeah, Mr. To. Thank you so
This
much for
is
the
this is
delivery.
Kato Valaya, who was our
Yeah,
analyst as well, one of my colleagues.
yeah,
Go ahead, man.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. I listened to your analysis. Maybe I did not get the previous one, but the ones that I got, and I must quite agree with you with what is unfolding. People think setting up an administration is just that, like overnight thing, and it's not going to be an easy thing. I think I said this thing when we started talking about the election. Uh, I said we were going to win, but what my fear was how to set up a government because I know where we were coming from. We come from a government that was doing by heart, administration, and coming to set up a system. It require a lot of work to be done. But I think what I really wanted to inject in here is that people will start saying they fought for this election, they supported uh, Ambassador Barker, and they did not get a job. But what I want to tell these people is that they people want job, but they have not prepared themselves for the job, and then they want a job. Are you qualified for the job that you're asking, or do you even have uh, a resume to get a job, or you just want because you ran campaign, people just call you come and work, you know? So I'm just preparing people, their mind that they did not do this campaigning thing to come be saying, I did this campaign and I want a job and I should be,
Hold on 1 minute, sister. Let me
accommodated.
merge. Let me merge this color because when I'm merging, usually nobody will hear you. Okay, Bruce. Just hold on 1 minute. Let sister get there. Go ahead.
Yeah, and they want a job and start coming in, oh, we fought for this government and we didn't get a job. Go and prepare yourself. And yesterday I was trying to say something, but then I got caught up, because of my system. Yesterday was getting some problem. I see a young breed of people right now talking about, I uh, protesting. I think my advice to these people is why don't you equip yourself and engage the government, the incoming government, on a different genre than going to protest. Protest is not going to help you. It's not going to put you in a front line. Engage a government with a suggestion or with a plan that indeed we want to do this. We want to. What can we do? How can we help this government instead of premeditating a protest? Is that how we're going to build our country? I think it doesn't make sense at all to me. What we should be doing now, put pen and paper together, sit with people with experience, jot down something when you are engaging an experienced government and tell them what you want to do, what you want to see. That will make a better thing than to go and stay in the streets and protest. And right now you have the government stay in power. If you think you still have some problem, unresolved problem, engage the government now that it will know that you are engaging the government and then transfer it to the incoming government. I thought I should just inject
Okay.
this, Mr. Todd. I
Thank
really
you.
like,
Th-
just
th-
because I have
Thank
to
you.
inject.
You can call back as we're getting ready to closer. You can give us some other information. But thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, Mr. So how you doing?
Not bad. How you doing, sir?
I'm fine. Yeah, I listen to you.
Can
We
you
thank
can you hold
God.
on 1 minute, Bruce?
We
Let me
got.
make this announcement. Madam Annie Freeman, good evening to you. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, thank God you brought the same topic up, similar to what you were discussing yesterday. Mr. So, I admire you, but I think you should do the honorable thing and when it's black, you say it's black. I know you told me you admire the president elect, but what he did was a pure mistake. And I'll cut you a slack on it. Joseph Barker said me it was a bad idea. That's why when you saw the photo to shake Samson's hand, he never wanted to shake Samson's hand. He said no in his heart. It was a poor judgment or bad judgment to even come closer to Samson.
Bruce, you're still hung up on the shaking hand business. That's not true. The camera snapped before the old man pulled his hand out. That's not true. Y'all don't do those kind of things. Then when y'all do it, then you want to have an engagement, then it's fruitless.
Okay, Mr. Todd, can you send me that picture? What the handshake happening?
No, after the 2 pictures, that was it. Those are the pictures. And the person who took those pictures too, they want to make sure they prove their point. I'm not going to sit and chase picture. Ambassador Baka, he didn't want to shake somebody's hand, but he went to the person's house.
Yeah, because of pressure. That's what peer pressure can do.
But it was not pressure. They didn't pressure him to shake his hand, but they pressure him to go to his house.
No,
he was able to withstand the pressure for shaking the hand, but you're not able to withstand the pressure of going to the house.
Okay. I will clarify that point.
Okay.
You see, Mr. Toll, when Mr. Toll has already want to do a horrible thing or something, and your followers say, "Oh no, you can't do this to him. He was with you. He stood by you." So your conscience can come in and subdue you and say, "Oh, you know what? To just set the record straight or to not make people to feel bad about him, let me go to his house or let me go sit with him for a few seconds." But no, if it's at all, don't just speak louder than words.
Okay.
You said the camera snap quicker than something. I agree, but if that gesture was not dishonest or it was true, you were going to shake his hand, or was going to see a picture of him shaking his hand or hugging him. But we have not seen any of that.
Okay.
We saw him sitting at his house. But
all right, Ambrose. But
I know you want to get me off the line.
Have you sent a congratulatory message to me yet? Now that the election is over?
No, you rubbed it in my face the last time.
Yeah, say again. If you did it last time, say again.
No, I'll say that on another day. After the inauguration, I'll call you and say congratulations. For now.
You guys are killing me. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for the call, Alvaro.
No, but you see, Mr. Toast, let me say this, and I'll get off the line so other people can talk. You see, like our sister, Anna Koto,
Yes, Koto.
I know most of Unity Party supporters, they're preaching the soft tune. Everybody should tune it down. But they forget to know when they were encouraging suits to demonstrate or to create tension in that country. Nobody said Soup say, "Oh, you cool it down, if he was elected." Nobody said none of that. But now everybody is trying to preach, hey, don't turn it down just for the sake of Liberia. Wait. When we start deciding when people should demonstrate or people should what their grievances, I will help for people to disturb the Baka government. But when the time it was going on, nobody was questioning people because Soup were having demonstration upon demonstration. Down to the Independent Day, Liberia Day of birth, you were having demonstration on those days. So okay. I'll get up the line and congratulations for your winning your election. But we'll see what we'll go from.
Okay.
How the country will go. But thank you.
Okay, while we're waiting for your call, let me read some more because I'm only going to be here now for about 10 minutes or so, and I'll excuse myself for the night. So I told you the 5 pillars of character, the 6 pillars of characters. Trustworthiness. And this is how Josephson's School of Ethics explained that. He said, when others trust you, They give you, when others trust you, they give us greater leeway because they feel we don't need monitoring to ensure that we will meet our obligations. When somebody trusts you, according to the school of Josephson ethic based on character, he said when somebody trusts you, that person is saying to you, I trust you, but that you will do the good thing. This is where the ethic, foundation of ethic, will surely shine when people are not looking, because they trust you. They trust you. They trust you. So let me go on. They believe in us and hold us in high esteem. That's certifying. So you should use that opportunity to be happy, because basically when somebody trusts you, you are not entitled to their trust. No, you're not. You're not entitled to their trust. They're trusting you based on their own assessment of you, what they believe you have the ability to do. For me, the trusting from the people is a privilege. It's not an obligation from them. They don't have to. At the same time, we must constantly live up to the expectation of others and refrain from even small lies or self-serving behavior that can quickly destroy our relationship. So this is the challenge that I talked about earlier. And yes. I'm not even gonna. When I'm on these kinds of topics, I don't like to call people names and stuff like that. So I'm gonna stay away from that for tonight. Okay. But those of us, and I'm not one of them, we gotta come out here. You'll come watch something tomorrow. The liberal will be all over the place on Mr. Social tomorrow. So I'm not here for Kumwa. I say I'm not here for Kumaya and things like that. Okay. But when I'm saying these things, I want you to understand that the fact that I consider myself to be liberal, I also consider myself to be responsible. Because when I come here, sit here or stand here and turn to this camera and talk to you, 200 and some more people watching right now, and say something, I want to say it to the best of my ability. I want to say it because I believe in what I'm saying. I must trust myself because I know you guys have some sort of, not trust, but you come to watch and listen. And that's very important. So let's go ahead. Trustworthiness, they talk about, okay? Simply refraining from deception is not enough. Trustworthiness is the most complicated of the 6 core ethical value and concern a variety of qualities like honesty, integrity, reliability, and loyalty. All of those terms, they are within the trustworthiness, because those are the quality that people have seen in you to trust you. To trust you. Now, in terms of Liberia, that's a different thing. Because people, many of our politicians don't have any of these character, don't have any of these characteristic of these kinds of things that I'm talking about. They don't have them. However, there are few young, sophisticated Liberians that are being manipulated by money, giving them money to influence them. They're now going to sell you because they can speak, because they know how to lecture. They will sell you. They will not sell you based on your true character. If they need to invent, they will invent a character that does not fit you. And they will sell you. And eventually, your true character will show. Like my mom would say, you know, when I was back home growing up at the time, I used to play drum. for the girls dancing at night. My sister, who is over there in Texas right now, when I'm playing drum and she come to dance, I throw the drum. Well, when I play drum for my sister to dance, they are stupid. And I say, I don't want to play. And then whenever I play drum, my mom will say, tell my sister, don't go over there. We don't want people to start crying in your name, because when Samson put the drum down, they don't have anybody to play. So don't go there tonight. So my sister will stay home. So when she comes, she'll be on the other side. But when I play the drum, the girls will be dancing. I used to enjoy it. But when other girls in other towns, when they come to invite me to play their drum, my mom would tell me, cut your hair. I said, I don't cutting no hair. Wash your clothes. Because the 1 or 2 trousers you got here, they clean. But when you go over there and you don't have anything to change, if those clothes get dirty, what you would do? Then what she would say this, your behavior is something you cannot cover for long. If you have bad behavior, there are people who would take their behavior and pull it on in the fan. You know, the fan that women use to fan the rice, they put their behavior on there. It's just a matter of time. Other chicken will come and kick it and your behavior exposed. Be yourself. Be truthful. If you're going to engage, and this is why this friend that I told you about earlier, this is the friend that I told you about earlier, who I believe was grounded in the things of the law. Because of that, the ethical value he has is unbreakable because it's a foundation. Okay? So he's not going to be swayed by any of the corrupt behavior, because that's not what he's about. You see, he has the foundation. So if you were to go and try to sell him and try to sell the character that he's not, that he doesn't have, he will tell you, that's not me. And he has done it before. But Mr. Toy, you can't say that. That's not who I am. Or my friend, you can't say that. That's not who I am. So the character of a human being, this trustworthiness has a lot of stuff in it. Okay? Trust, it has the quality like honesty, integrity, reliability, and loyalty. It's part of that. Okay? So I'm going to stop here for the night. And I want to thank all of you for usually. And we'll be back here with Mr. Soul Show tomorrow. And I will be back. And I'm not too sure if I should even play golf tonight. Yeah, let me take 15 minutes of your time and play some little golf. But I'm tired right now. I don't know if I want. I just want to go and do other things. I will try to do the golf maybe Monday morning. Okay, so I will try to do, because when it's better to start with a golf, because golf, the game of golf, is very exciting. I can't be this drawn out and try to play golf and not enjoy myself. So I want to thank all of you again tonight. Those of you that tuned in, Mr. Wheeler, George, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate it. Tamba, thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. It's a wonderful thing to have you guys to follow up, and we appreciate it. Now, may I coming on your show tomorrow? The liberal is coming on your show tomorrow, and the liberal will be speaking. You not see the two conservative, they're scared. While on one, the only time they show up when you're on. Even Joe will not show on my show when you're not on. Malice will not show up because they know I'm here to come, baby, say anybody. They come in here with a tabata, they talk to them and say, we'll go tabata. But when you show up, that one they can show. So I will deal with them tomorrow as well. I will ask them, why were they not on my show last night? I will ask them. And guess what? They most likely will come back with some kind of tabata that is not going to be satisfactory to me anyway. But no, on a very serious note, we'll be back here again on Mr. Soul Show tomorrow. Let me get out of here. And I will say thank you, and I will say good night to you as well. It's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. Madam Annie Freeman, thanks for watching, madam. We appreciate it. We've been friends for, since what? Almost 40 some years we've been friends. Since, let me think, what year was it? What year? More than that, 1976, I believe. Many of the people that are watching were not even born at that time. At that time, Montreal was the place to be for us. Yeah. What a life. Young, small boy like that. What are you doing in Montreal? Sometimes I can be thinking, I'll be questioning myself. At that young, very young age, 12, 13, what are you doing in Montreal? Why you are not in total? Yeah. That's life. By the way, folks, Samson told Labro Paparito, thank you very much. And please tune in tomorrow so that we will have some wonderful show with Mr. Social. This is the music of that year. Listen to this music.